The CT side relatively strong on this map. I want to see how the teams are going to hold it, though. We've seen some really aggressive plays out of some teams on the CT side, pushing up towards Fountain, and kind of speaking that we do have that three-man stack towards the A site.
Again with the double kit, though. It's something we were seeing time and time again. Actually, I was talking to Henry G about this. He's saying on the pistol round, you only really need one. Two is a little bit of an interesting one, but made that choice, and now looks like the T side are on the rampage, charging forward on the warpath towards this A site, but the CTs are there. It's going to come down to aim then, as numbers have most definitely been determined. Plenty of time, but already Rain finds the head of Fur. Here comes the response, though. Bolts his nade, 300 well spent, as it lands into the top pocket of Dennis.
There's only one smoke as well, and they're going to go back. They're going to look towards B, maybe, or maybe try to pull a little bit of a fake. They do smoke off towards the stairs, but you can see they're in connector. They're looking to go straight in towards B, where Bolts will be the only man defending, and that double kit might come out really well, but they've lost all the utility. All they have is decoys, and Bolts, can he hold on to this? They're going to come charging straight through.
Yeah, Bolts has no problem on towards short. Don't forget the backup is there, though, in the form of Steel. He's over in upper. Bomb going in, so that's going to be time kind of set upon the CTs, but they have a little bit of utility. You see, throwing out that nade, trying to find something, but Fox is in the trade-off, and he gets it onto Bolts. Now a 3v3. Health pool's similar as well. Michael holding towards water, but I don't know how much Steel can do from this position. Back and forth, it's Scream after all. He should be able to find that head, but doesn't. And Makalele's doing it for him. Fallen, now down and out, and it's going to be Makalele again. He swings around from short. Scream wraps it up, and it's an easy finish for Kinguin as they pick up that first round. A slight cheer.
Seconds left to go on the clock. They're going to be moving over towards this B site. They don't have really much to work with in terms of smokes. They do have a couple flashes on Rain, so look for him to be the real man to help his team enter the site.
It's just a battle for intel. I think Fur's going to be the first one to kind of gather some sort of information, desperate to find something with the Deagle, but no, that's going to be lying on the floor now as it's Steel who takes over the mantle with 2 with the CZ. That's huge. Fox finally chimes in with 1 in response, but this is a 3v3, and Steel trying to do more, but Fox a little too sly. As it's going to be now down to the scout of coldzera to make an impact. Not looking likely, as he does actually find a bullet into the chest of Fox, but it's all wrapped up by Kinguin. They managed to bring it home.
Keep that man advantage and fall back.
Yeah, let's see what Fallen can do. He's not going for the aggressive party peek. He doesn't want to take that risk, and I mean, understandably so. When you've got such limited utility, you don't have that backup plan. You don't have the smokes, the flashes to get out of toilets if you take that risk. And now, T-side are going to let things slow down a bit. They think Fallen has got a lot on his plate. He needs to be able to pick this one up. They've got the boost as well, so a lot of coverage towards middle. They're not going to be letting the T-side take control of that, which is something we see more often. Yeah,
they give up a lot of long control, and I think Fallen realizing how slow Kinguin are going to be pushing, he's going to rotate back now and gather information. There's no one there, but look at this. They're going to overrun Fur. He's got to hit his shots here with Cold. He's looking to maybe back away. There's a minute left on the clock, and Rain, Fox, and Michael are pushing through. I think they spot him out. coldzera's down to 6 health.
How on earth has he been chunked down so low, so fast, and now he's going to be tested? Fortunately, Fur is there to babysit. What was that? The double. Makalele and Fox brains splattered across overpass, and now Dennis and Scream are wondering where it all went wrong. 3 seconds, 3 frags, and now Scream and Dennis starting the offensive towards B. Not going to happen though. Still finds Scream, and I think Dennis realizes that this has gone too perfectly for Luminosity. coldzera was shrunk down to 6, but that's the only real leeway they found. And this is going to be a very solid round, considering the risk they took with the buy. I mean, they had no utility.
Yeah, Dennis is not going to get much off of that.
Mollies, flashes, delaying the T side. They did it without. Now they have the entire arsenal at their disposal, and you're seeing that Molly towards Monster doing exactly what the Doctor ordered. Now, though, Scream, the headshot machine, is on the hunt, on the prowl, and 3 Ts are there as well. He's not going to be able to find the head because Fox is doing it for him. That's 2 CTs down, and they're going to be storming into this site now. Steel on the hunt, Rain does it as well, and this is looking like a mirror opposite of what we saw just the round prior. Fur and Fallen making decision. Do we save? Yes, we do. They're on the run. I don't think Rain's going to let them, as he is most definitely just smashing them down with just a Tech 9. Steals the rifle. That's 3 in that round.
Or it may be.
Yeah, and seeing Fox get 2 entry frags as well. He strolled into that site and took a double just like that. Click of the fingers, drop of the hat, and now it looks like we're going to be seeing a very tagged up Makalele hunting for something onto Fallen. It's going to be traded out nicely. That's 2 quick connections with the Scout. Finds a 3rd as well. He's done damage, and that's really solid when you know you've got Steel with the CZ on site. And
if Steel and Bolts can hold Kinguin back long enough, Fur's already rotated over towards Fountain. He could go towards T-Spawn if he wants to. But Kinguin are playing this one still, realizing we're already tagged up very heavily. Let's make them think that we could potentially going back towards A. But Steel, he's been in this position before. He picked up 2 kills last time on the 2nd round. Can he do it again?
He's only going to have to hit the heads. That's all that's going to be there for him. And he's going to find 1. Surely that's not 2. He could have done it again. 1 down to just 8 points of health. It's Fox. His teammate managed to make the damage. Fallen with the scout, making that look easy.
Fair's behind him. He's going to spot them out as well. This could be the perfect flank. 50 seconds to go. They're taking too long, and Kinguin are going to get caught off guard.
Nobody's watching it. That 8 damage is going to be enough. coldzera found 1 with the Deagle, Fur with the double, and that should never have happened. Nothing in their hands of Luminosity, and now everything as they turn that round on its head. Form of Fallen. As nades raining out, and it's going to come down to what these two Fs can do. F for Fer, waiting on the restrooms.
It's going to be an easy, should be an easy 1v1 for Fair there, as he does get some backup from the Molotov as well. They still have 3 men rotated through. Fair's still sitting towards restrooms, falling there to back him up, and Cold watching towards long. This op is going to be instrumental to delay and stop this push through, but they have to be careful. Fox and Michael Lily have finally shoved it towards long. Fall needs to pick up a kill quickly. They've called for the rotating for bolts. Kingwin are going to have a very difficult time to penetrate the site. I don't know if they can pull this one off. As you can see, Luminosity are getting aggressive. They're pushing into this team. Kingwin are not going to expect it.
They've abandoned the site. 3 members make it 4, charging forward, and now Fallen going to make his presence known. Fer is there to wrap around as well, and the T side have their trousers around their ankles, wondering, well, how on earth are they all around toilets? And now Makalele's left 1 versus 3. He realizes every angle is going to be held. 20 seconds. Molotov hunted down, but he does catch Fer midair, backing away with 54 points of health. And he's wondering if he's going to be allowed to do it. And actually, hell, he's going for it. He's going to try and find another frag, does dart onto the site, hoping Fallen's going to be checking it. He is, but Fallen prevails. And that's the 3rd for Luminosity.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're going to see him fall back there for a second, but he knew Fallen kind of had the sound to know him doing that. So instead of dying after the time and losing the op, he died within time to keep his economy going, to stay within the team and not kind of be behind. So it was a smart play by him. I mean, you kind of look at like, oh, why did he go in? Why did he not save? It was a smart move. It was well done by him. But Luminosity, we've seen that happen actually at the European qualifiers. Instead of falling back to site and defending from 2 angles, they push together in force in 1, which is towards restrooms, and they allow them to take long. Because of that way, they get the early challenge, they get the kills, and they turn around with a man advantage.
You said before, though, they are giving a lot of long control to the T side, and that's interesting to see if, you know, Kingwin can punish that. How often will you see a T side use long as that main route into a site? Then again, we'll come back to it, because Makalele, he's just gone and got himself a rifle and a kill. Fer, the man now sleeping with the fishes. Fallen trying to make an impact, and he's going to do just that with the nade. Or not, as he just shaves 1 damage off of Makalele. Unarmored as well.
This is a really risky spot, too, because they can see his gun from here. He's just trying to catch the glimpse of the head of Makalele. But he doesn't know if anyone's towards long. Rain's going to be the man to challenge out on that one. He's got to hope Coldzera can help him out and get out of his position when he does need with maybe a nice time flashbang. But it's only on Steel at the moment. They don't have a lot of utility, a lot of grenades to work with in this round. The bomb is still sitting towards B, where Steel's the only man to defend. So this is Kingwin throwing a little bit of a fake towards him towards A. But Makalele, with shots like that, can definitely make this one stick.
Now this could be a 3rd, and it's going to be Makalele, the impact fragger. 3 with that AK snatched away from Fer, and now it looks like Steel and Bolts going to be piecing this one together. Tries to find the final frag onto Scream, but not going to happen. They're hunting him down, and now hell, Bolts, he's got it all to do. He's found 2. Scream incredibly low, but that's not going to stop him planting. And I think if Bolts had just gone for that bang, he might be able to take Scream out of this one. Gets away to safety though, and this could very well be the round for Kingwin. It shouldn't be. They have absolutely no reason to get away with this one.
Oh no!
They're not going to check it. Scream, he's pushed up too far. Oh, but he stops it. That could have been it, but still has a hope of it. Pushing on towards Dennis, he gets it, and Bolts brought down to 8 points of health, but still manages to acquire the round. Kingwin testing them to their max there. Does he go though? It's maybe a connector peek, maybe a peek towards Fountain. He's going to go towards Fountain. His teammate did this just the round prior, and here's going to be a flash waiting for him. Doesn't stop him, as he doesn't quite connect the shot, but he wasn't, didn't have his vision obscured. And now this round's going to take a bit more of a standstill pace. You know, we talked about long control. Look what Fer is. Look what he's done this time.
Well, they're feeling confident enough for Fair and Cold to push up because of falling in that early game, or the early pressure towards Fountain. By seeing them not cross over, he's like, all right, well, we have this control. Let's send men here, and you can see on the minimap, they're already rotating through. Fair's going to be coming behind towards Connector Scream. Going to pick up the headshot there. But there's 3 men on towards the B side. They know the bomb is over in this direction, and Cold, he can pick up the pace if he wants to. But because he plays one so slow, well, the reason he's playing this one so slow is because Kingwin hasn't given away too much towards B yet. But with the Molotovs and everything raining through, Cold's going to pick up the pace, and Kingwin, they're going to be in trouble. Steel picking up 1.
That's going to be a potential second. It is, as Makalele and Dennis are down. Bolts does the same. 2 doubles for the 2 players. Fallen is there to wrap it all up, and another big round from Luminosity as they are making their presence known. 4 in a row for the CT side after, of course, the initial 3 gathered by Kingwin. They're starting to look there on the scoreboard, but looks like that Molotov's going to be perfectly placed from Steel. Slows them down. I think they're pushing over it. They are. They made that decision, the executive decision, to try and push straight onto the site, get some early presence, but a flashbang pushes them straight on back.
That's why counter flashes are so damn important when you see a team hitting a site. You just throw a flashbang to completely stop them, throw a spanner in their works, but here we go, the push is coming in towards B. A lot of smokes are being placed, but Steel in the prime position to shut them down. Steel
lingering in the smoke. The bomb goes in. The T side have got everything going for them, and that flash is going to delay his approach towards the site. And Molly as well. They're trying to find him, but Steel through the smoke does take that AWP out of the hands of Makalele. Now a 4v4. Level playing field, but the bomb is ticking, and it's going to be what Bolts can do. It's everything. Rain now down, and they're actually kind of locked out of the site. The CT side have kind of grabbed as much control as they can. Numbers now favor them, but I think that defuse is coming in. coldzera was holding it. 3, 2, not gonna happen. Fox through the smoke. And that's gonna be a round for Kinguin that there was much needed. I think
7 rounds, and 7 of the rounds so far, they've gone B. Definitely a very unique thing for Kinguin when A is typically the side to hit on with the set smokes. And Farah, he should not win that trade.
Never should he win that trade, especially considering they were anticipating it, despite being given long more often than not. Now Fallen is the one on the hunt. Does he expect the numbers to his left? I think he's got a teammate there. The flash is going to be perfect. Oh, this is beautiful. Steel is going to push around. The flash wasn't good enough, though. I'm completely unblinded by that. And Dennis, I think he maybe caught a glimpse of Scream as well, at least heard him. So he knows there's at least 2, and Fallen has that cross on lock. So he's basically made this now 2v4, because he knows where exactly where 2 of those members are. And until he catches them crossing, and again, that flash is going to enable them to cross. They don't choose not to, though. 50 seconds, and he doesn't connect the shot.
Well, that was really close, but they have everyone on the side of Kinguin pushing in towards me. There's a 3-man stack here, and boltz, he's just going to stay alive. He's just going to back away and delay for time. 40 seconds still on the clock, so the bomb can rotate back towards A. Fallen, he spotted him out, but he doesn't connect the shot.
Brings him down to 35. As now it's going to be... Oh, that's beautiful. Makalele tried to challenge, and he gets put in his place. boltz connects through the smoke as well. Scream's going to be kicking himself. As now Dennis and Rain trying their best to find a way into the site. They're low, boltz and Fur. 48 points of health between them. But another 2 stand at full. Cold and Fallen. Cold the new man, and 15 seconds left. T-side, I think they realize that this is going to be a bit of a push in vain. 10 seconds, still no entry. This is most definitely a guarantee for the Brazilians. boltz and Fallen ensure it. 7-5 then the score on the CT side here on Overpass. This is the major. This is our second game here on the B stream. And already you guys are viewing in your masses. We're breaching numbers that we wouldn't have dreamed of for the final not too long ago.
And boltz in that round on 6 HP picked up 2 kills. Gets screamed through the smoke, gets a second on top of that. I do want to point out one thing, though, is that you're seeing Fallen be so comfortable towards Monster at B. He's challenged out against the likes of Makalele before with a scout versus op, and was able to beat him in that duel. And it seems like Makalele's lost a little bit of confidence when it comes to that. Maybe send him over towards long a little bit more. But again, the Molotovs, the utility, every time we talk about this, when you get that stable economy, you can stop these rushes that has allowed Kinguin to get a couple of rounds on the board.
Yeah, it's so good to see as well that, like, how many things would have gone wrong if those Molotovs, those utility were not in place. Now, the round's going to take a standstill once again. A little bit of armor, a little bit of pistol, just the rifle for Scream. Understandable putting it in the hands of the human turret, but whether or not that's going to be enough is a different question. Actually, you see Steel anticipating that boost. You see that boost time and time again now, where you can get intel, get your eyes over towards barrels and try and find an entry. But it doesn't look like they're going to be planning it. Instead, it's Makalele just jumping up, trying to get some sort of information, some sort of count. There's boltz. He's locked in that corner. He cannot escape, but fortunately, Fur's there to completely keep him. He's coming from behind. He's done this time and time again, both rifle and 5-7. And now Scream, the only one to find a damage on towards the site. They're all so low. He's going to mop up with the USP. Fur just snatching 3 frags that round, and Cold is going to end it as well. Very solid, very comfortable, just losing boltz in that exchange
So far, and the fact they've been shut down a majority of those times, and not having anyone just kind of watch Luminosity getting aggressive. Like, they don't have anyone punishing Luminosity for pushing up towards long. Fallen. I mean, that's what this man can do. He can hit shots like that all day long. But if you don't punish, you know, Luminosity for getting aggressive and pick up that kill, they're going to start playing like they have no respect for you and pick up rounds like this. Like this, it should honestly be a little bit of a closer scoreline than we currently see, but still 8-5 is not bad at all.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen time and time again, you see a CT side pick up double digits, get to 10, you know, a 10-5 half, and comebacks happen. Most definitely a possibility, and Fur is going to be doing a great job on towards Fox. Dennis trades it out. Something that actually we've seen the T-side struggle with a little bit with these trades, and actually, oh, what is Fallen doing? He's going aggressive, and he snatched another frag. Now all onto Rain. That shouldn't have happened. He's taken 3 this round, and Rain, they know exactly where he is. He is going to have a chance. What on earth is going on? They're hunting him down like a dog, and he is taken out of the equation. 9-5 then the score.
That is an instant sign, a telltale that Kinguin knows they're pushing long and they've been aggressive towards it. But the thing is, there's no one really watching back. It's just going to be Scream. If he goes down, they're going to be completely cut off. And the A side's left wide open. Rain, Fox, Dennis, Michael are going to charge straight into the site and get this bomb down.
Look at the overview. 4 Ts, and there's no one waiting for them. Fallen's the only one who's got a chance to rotate. He's the one from B. And now boltz making his presence known at party. He's going to be celebrating. There's now 4 remain. Makalele equals it, though. Onto boltz. This is comfortable as the bomb now goes down. And Kinguin, they have just been gifted this site, handed to him on a silver platter. As now, the T is trying to keep this site safe. coldzera makes it difficult through long. And Makalele, he's actually pushed up. He wants to try and catch them out here. going to be happening too there as Dennis onto Fallen. The AWP now out of his hands, and the T's do continue to fall. The retake is a success. And Luminosity, they took a gamble, they took a risk, and they do just about manage to pick that up. Imagine if the T side had weapons, though. Luminosity up against Kinguin, and the CT side are going aggressive early towards that connector area, but not gonna go for the peak just yet. This looks gonna take a little bit more of a standstill, and Rain first to show face. Looking, I think he's got a good idea of where Fallen is, but Fur is in prime position to trade this one off. He's going aggressive and finds the head. Surely going to be traded out by Fur. Not going to happen as Scream is there as well. And the CT side, they needed to pick up this pistol round, and so far, they're 2 frags to the good.
Yeah, this is looking good for them. Bolt's going to be coming in from the backside as well. And you can see Luminosity had a decent read as well as Kinguin. Luminosity playing this one really slow and safe, knowing that they're going to be going for that. But here we go. Bolt's trying to challenge on connector, steal over towards B, towards long. They actually gave up full control of the bomb. So Luminosity can secure it with 55 seconds left to go on the clock. But they have to be careful. They don't want to be challenged up. They have to play this one very passive, not knowing exactly where they fully all are. But King with the 2-man advantage. In the pistol round, this is exactly what they need to get some momentum going. Yeah,
numbers are crucial on the T side, especially here on Overpass, and losing those 2 early is going to make life very difficult for them. As everyone holding the perfect angles. Rain finds Bolt, and now just 2. Steel and coldzera desperate to find a way into the site, but it's just been more and more difficult. Frags distributed nicely across the board for the CTs, and coldzera, Tech9 and Kevlar has a little bit of a chance. He could find 2 here. 19 points of health for Rain, does manage to get away with his life, and they are just going to be hunting him down. 19 seconds, and it looks like we're going to be seeing the 6th acquired for Kinguin. Much needed for them.
Yeah, I don't imagine Cole could do much about this. I mean, he'll take 1 kill with them, but with only 10 seconds left to go, there's no way he's going to get that bomb down.
That money as well. Going for the force. Got the Tech9s and the armor in hand. 3 of them as well with head armor, anticipating some rifles and SMGs rather in play. Now, where does the T-side choose to go from here? They don't want to get that early disadvantage. Losing those 2 early completely hindered them and cut them kind of out of that round. Rain on the jump for intel.
The downside of the way that Kinguin are playing this A side is that, they're not using their guns to their advantage. They're not using them, keeping them arm's length. They're not trying to go for the long-range challenges. They let the Tech9s get up close and personal, and that's where things get really dangerous. But that first smoke going to come in. It's going to allow them to push in towards site, not to mention the flashbangs. And they have all 5 men charging in. Makalele, Rain, and Scream. Can they hold on?
This should be theirs, but Bolts has already found the entry. Fortunately, Makalele there with the scout to respond. Scream again with the FAMAS. The T-side should be shredded here. It's just 4 points of health. Isn't going to stop Scream. Actually, it is. Bolts there with the Tech9. And hell, this is going their way. 2v2 now. Makalele incredibly low. You could throw a paperclip at him, and he would die. And looks like it's going to be coldzera again. This is insane. 2 each, and now it's down to a 1v1. And Makalele thinking about the leap of faith there.
I was just thinking that. Don't hit the ground. Don't hit the ground and die.
Now, 7 points of health. 83 for coldzera. That's 2 shots with the scout. Or aim for the head. Makalele thinking about it, the pressure is mounting, and the man looking to try and keep their economy stable. coldzera holds the perfect angle, and a Luminosity fight back with the 2nd round on the 2nd half.
Finally has the op, and we're going to see how Kinguin are going to play this one. They have Makalele pushing towards long. They're trying to get some early short control with that Molotov, or at least faking it out, as you see Luminosity not committing to it. But now Luminosity are picking up the pace a little bit more. I wonder if they're going to challenge it on long. They have fun with the op, so they could go for it, but is there a need to, is the question.
I mean, Makalele versus Fallen, I don't know who I'd hedge my bets on, especially considering how well both of them have been performing. More so we've seen Makalele with the rifle than the AWP, but there's always a time for him to shine. Doesn't quite connect the shots. He was challenged out. He's going to throw a flash and go for the repeat. A flash of theirs, though, does return the favor, and this is quite literally just a back and forth to and fro. I think Makalele makes the wise decision to get out of there and stay out of dodge. Still, though, the T-side, it feels like Luminosity's T-side has been a whole lot more control-based. They just slowly, process of elimination, work their way through the map.
They're slowly just like strangling them. Like every time they try to get aggressive, Kinguin, they can't play their own style because of this. And they're constantly being picked off 1 by 1. And you can see like the flashes they're throwing, Luminosity, the smokes they're throwing, are everything just set so perfectly. I mean, you can see they're off to the side. That's Bolts. He's just setting up for a smoke here to block off Makalele or block off towards stairs. But Scream and Rain are pushed up towards bathrooms. And we might see them just kind of push straight through to not allow Luminosity to get this 3-2 split on the A site.
We saw how powerful control of restrooms can be, and it looks like it's going to be just the same for Rain. They're all around him. He connects through the smoke, but in the meantime, Rain doesn't manage to fall too many of the T side. Just back and forth we go, though. 3v2 numbers favoring the attackers, as Dennis and Fox have it all to do. No nades, just the rifles for them. As here comes the hunt. Dennis pays a heavy price, down to 1, but he did find Steel in the process. And now 2v2 made 2v1 by Fallen, creeping and crawling his way through the toilets. And now Dennis, with just 1, has to do it all. Not looking too likely, and I think he realizes that as well, as he is backing away, trying to keep that M4 safe and sound. But that's going to be 14.
That always scares me. That always scares the hell out of me when you see someone on low life jumping through there.
It's that magical no damage water. You got to buy a bottle of that sometime.
Well, Dennis, he's looking to save, and Fallon's going to go for the challenge, but he's on like 17 HP. I don't think there's a real reason for him to go straight out on this one, so they're just going to save their guns. But again, the execute was so well done. They forced... Okay, so think about how the round started, right? Michael was pushed up long, they flashed him, pulled him out of position.
To go on, but from there, they haven't been able to acquire a single round here on the CT side of Overpass. Stark contrast to what we saw from Luminosity, as Makalele's investment could be very, very profitable here if he plays it right. Gat jumping for Intel as well, as it looks like the CT side have got a good idea of where they want to go from here. Scream again pushing up aggressive. It's something that the CT side needs to be doing more and more of to kind of limit what Luminosity have been bringing to the table. But plenty of time, and so far, time control from Luminosity has been very, very comfortable.
Like, everything they've been doing has been working. You can see Kingwin, like, they're constantly changing things up, right? Like, they're pushing up middle, getting aggressive. They're pushing up long. They're trying to gather information. But every time they do that, Luminosity either pick up some kills or don't give them any of that crucial info. But look at this, Makalele in the perfect spot, gets the first.
Oh, but he pushes up while picking up the AK. And Bolt put him in his place. That looked like a very prime position to be in, and now Dennis and Fox are readying themselves for this hold on towards B. 40 setting their sights on this site. Scream's there to kind of hold his hand to some degree, but he is in upper. And Dennis makes his whereabouts known. Bolts is considering the plant as well, but Fallen's doing all the work for him with the AWP in the meantime. These CTs need this site, but Bolts snatches another one away from them. Just two, kicking and screaming. Desperate to keep 15 away. Bomb in 35 seconds then for two CTs to do it all. Not going to happen lightly. T-side holding steady, and Bolt is just continuing to make it difficult. This is another round for Luminosity and Kingwin. They've been given chances. This was their fourth, and it's not going to be happening yet again.
And he's pointed out, like, Bolts, he had the bomb, he could have planted, but instead of going for the plant, he goes for the challenge. He's like, you know what? Let's just turn this, 4v or this 5v3 or 5v4 into a 5v3, and let's just kind of make you sit back already. Rain, I think he's going to get one kill, maybe a second. But with 12 HP, he's not really going to be able to accomplish too much off the back, especially when Luminosity have so much economy to work with. But they played that one so smart, and now they are one round away.
Choose to go with those rifles. Just 3 FAMAS for the CT side. A flash between them. Just one nade is all they have to work with. So it's going to come down to fragging capacity. Something they don't lack. Nice, though, as Ferk does manage to get away with his life. Not same can't be said for coldzera, though, as it's a 4v4 for now. But the bomb is loose.
Yeah, they did what worked for him in the pistol round. Pushing people straight through into connector, but they're still down a man.
3 frags away from picking up the first one here. This is how Luminosity aim to start. Starting not necessarily just with a win, but winning with a convincing win against a team like Kingwin, who have been a bit of a question mark to critics. Some expecting to see them really rise through the ranks here at the Major. Others expecting them to be presenting results like this. Looks like answers are being provided here in Cologne. Makalele, Scream, and Rain have it all to do, and they're kind of in the palms of Luminosity now. They are the ones that can call the shots, and they've called it beautifully. The bomb is going to be going down. Perfect smoke as well, completely obscuring Makalele. He needs to connect the shots, and he doesn't. Just a little tag on towards the feet of Bolts. And now Scream trying to claw things back. Not looking likely. Steal onto Rain then. That Steel's going to just fire a warning shot towards his teammate. Maybe a small minor celebration. Bolts again. He's been so instrumental in this win. And I say win. Makalele falls. Bolts again. And Luminosity have done it in style. 16-6 the score at the end of that one.
Well done by them. They definitely deserve that one. I think everyone's wondering about how they perform coming to this major has been proven. Like, they have been playing so phenomenal through boot camp, what we've been hearing. We see it here as well. 16-6 score on Overpass is not an easy feat, especially against a team like Kingwin, who have so many all-star players, so many individual so much individual skill